Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and this is A Merry Life on a Budget because we are currently on a budget trying to pay off $43,000 in debt and live our best life at the same time. So if you're interested in learning about some expenses that we've cut from our budget so that we can achieve our financial goals, keep watching. Number one on our expenses that we cut out is cable. When we first got married, we had a big cable package and we have moved down to a small cable package and internet. So when we switched to fiber internet, we still had a basic cable package with that. However, after a while, we realized we didn't really use cable that much. We mostly watched Netflix like everyone else, Netflix, Hulu, that kind of stuff. So we decided to finally cut that out. So that was another $19 from our most recent budget, and that is gone forever because we probably won't be adding it back. So that cut that bill from 91 to 72, which is a great savings overall. And that was just a basic cable package. That wasn't even a big enchilada that we had when we first got married. The next expense that we cut was baby food for daycare. Our daycare starts providing food for the kids at a certain age, and I had still been sending food with the baby because I was trying to be super mom. This is something that you can totally get into as a mom, and it's a big deal where you want to do everything yourself and provide the best organic, perfectly portioned and cut into little star lunches, and you don't have to, especially if food is provided. So we cut out me providing food, and she eats at daycare the same food her cousin and friends, and they all eat. They're perfectly fine. They eat vegetables and they're happy. So that cut $30 from our budget. The next thing I've cut from our budget is my Patreon support for a creator. So I was only doing $5 a month, but right now that's just not something I want to continue. So I cut it out from the budget. It was coming out of my personal budget, so I am reallocating that money elsewhere. But it's not an expense that I need to have while I'm paying off debt. Once I'm out of debt, I plan to support multiple creators on Patreon because I love being able to support people that are doing things like this, having YouTube channels and making things and finding creative ways to live their life and have amazing lives. I want to support that. So I will be back on Patreon supporting multiple channels and creators, but not till I'm out of debt. So that has been gone, and that is $5 off the budget. The next thing I have cut from our budget is, unfortunately, I've cut out the doubling of my baby's college fund. She is only 1 year old, so we have plenty of time to get to college. We are still contributing $25 a month, but we did go back to that amount. We had bumped it up to $50, but I did that based on what other people were telling me and internet comments on my videos. And I realized I was listening to other people and feeling their opinions and not following our plan. So we will have our child's education paid for. She will not have to take out loans, but I do not need to contribute more to that account than I need to right now. So we are contributing $25 a month back. So that's $25 a month that we aren't doing for now. That will eventually be an expense that we add back, but for now, it's an expense we cut because it wasn't necessary. And the last expense that we have cut from the budget isn't a full expense, but we have cut our utility bill down by at least $25 a month, some months $50. Our goal was to keep it at $200 a month, and we have done that for multiple months now. So I think we've kind of figured out the secret sauce of keeping our bill low. Obviously, there are times when we have a lot of electricity going. I have a lot of softbox lights right now. These are new, but we have started unplugging things when they're not being used. We are using off-hour electricity when it is a cheaper rate, and we are monitoring the temperature in the house and keeping it at a reasonable rate. And we've also done some things to insulate the house better so that the heat and cool is not escaping when we're refilling it to make it the right temperature. So doing all those things together in tandem, we have been able to keep our bill lower for at least $25 less a month over the last few months. So all of this really adds up. As you can see, I have a little list of all the different expenses that we've cut since we started this year. So we got 25, that's $50, 5, 55, 30, 85. You guys, like, I mean, it adds up. And then what is the top? 19, 85, $105, $104, $104 a month. Just some basic stuff that we've cut out. Some stuff, Patreon and college funding, obviously will be added back. But while we're paying off debt, $100 a month cut out of our spending with honestly no real detriment to any of us. I think that's pretty good. So those are a few expenses that we've cut right now while we're paying off debt. It's not forever and it will eventually change. Our budget is constantly in flux. If you've watched any of my budget videos, you know that I'm always experimenting and always trying out new things with our money just to see what works, what doesn't, and that's kind of the fun part of budgeting. There's no one way to do it. There's no one right answer. You can kind of experiment and see what works, see what doesn't. So those are the expenses we've cut. If you've cut any expenses recently, I would love to hear about it because I'm always looking for new things to cut out and try. So leave me a comment in the comments and tell me what you've cut out of your budget.